Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back again, right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM. This is The Local Show. Thank you for joining Steve and I. It was nice enough for Steve to wear his Halloween costume. You can take that mask off.
It's just me, Tom.
It's just you. Oh, my goodness. Well, you scared the heck out of me. So if you were watching us on YouTube, and we do have a vibrant YouTube channel, you can check it out at Zoey Advertising 3809, or just search up Zoey Advertising. You'll see a bunch of videos on there of what we do, some creative stuff, and then some things we do with construction companies and statuses and things like that, as well as clips from The Local Show. And Steve holding a bunny right now, a rabbit.
Gosh. I'm holding a rabbit, Tom.
Or a bunny rabbit.
And it's like he just shuddered. Did that mean I scared him? Or
it's her, and no, she's just relaxing into you.
Yes, it's definitely a woman.
Hey, Gettys Federal Savings and Loan is going to be coming on the show later. We got Brian Dumond. I don't know how much you want to say about it now.
Oh, I can still brag about that.
Yeah.
If you're, the CD rates are going up. Mm-hmm. The market is all over the place. If you feel better getting a real good return on your savings that you've worked for, get it locally. Get it over at Gettys. And I like the description. Across from the big hill you can't slide down anymore.
Right.
And Gettys. And near the trout stream in Manlius in Limestone Plaza, next to that diner that really is good. But talk to local people. They're great. Get it at Gettys. Gettys Federal Savings and Loan.com. Tom.
Annie Laurie is back with us. Annie Laurie Hunter is the owner of Hunter Hollow Bunny B&B. You can see them at hunterhollow.org. hunterhollow.org. How are you, Annie Laurie?
Thanks for having us back.
Do I call you Laurie or Annie?
It's Annie Laurie.
Annie Laurie, all together? All the time.
Yeah, like Mary Beth, Tom. You just don't call Beth or Mary. It's
yeah. All right. So we'll have Steve address you. Go ahead, Steve.
So you're in the bunny business. How did that happen?
People started bringing me bunnies, and we needed an exit strategy, so became a 501c3 and working with vets and getting them back out the door.
Well, why nobody brought me a bunny? So why did they bring you bunnies? How'd that happen?
I had been a foster parent with different organizations, and I had left that and was just doing wildlife rehab, but I ended up with domestics too.
Okay, so you adopt out rabbits.
Yes. The bunnies come in, they get spayed or neutered, they get vaccinated, and then out the door.
Okay, so you don't like to hold them for months and years. These are you rotate bunnies.
We do. We've had over 135 adoptions so far this year.
That's pretty good.
That's great. So who makes a rabbit? Who should have a rabbit as a pet, and who shouldn't, Tom? Who should not have a rabbit as a pet?
Bunnies are great in quiet households. So, if there's a lot of noise and a lot of chaos, that's not a good house for a bunny. Bunnies are not great with people with little tiny kids, the toddlers, because toddlers end up falling, and bunnies are very fragile. So people who have got quiet households, adult households, are really wonderful for rabbits.
Okay. Can you teach a rabbit any new tricks?
Yes.
Tell me more.
You can teach them to play with you, to come. They know their names. They can have about a 30-word vocabulary.
No kidding.
They can understand.
You mean they speak? Oh, they understand.
They understand.
I thought they were talking.
Our bunnies have written books, but he's Bunny Dictate, and they've written books. But it's.
Can a bunny coexist with a dog?
Depends on the dog.
Tell me more.
Well, a hound dog might not work, right?
If you've got a beagle, it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
If you got a bred hunting dog, that's probably not a good idea. If you got a dog that likes to throw things around, not a good idea. But then there's a lot of other dogs that are herders, the collies and stuff like that, where they get along just fine.
Right.
If you have a nurturing dog or a herding dog, then it's probably a fine thing.
Okay, so I know we talked about this before, but in case someone missed that, wild rabbit. Someone finds a wild rabbit. Maybe they're mowing the lawn, and here's a little baby bunny.
I have lots of them.
Okay, popping along, and where's Mama? And there's a baby the size of my hand, which means it's big. 'Cause I'm a big guy. What should someone do? And then how does that work?
To the degree possible, leave it be. All right, unless it's injured or cold, or something like that, then leave it be. Mom will come back and take care of it, and that's the best thing. If you can't do that, if it's injured or not okay, or if it's cold, then you want to bring it to a wildlife rehab specialist.
Okay, is that you or is that somebody else?
It's me, but there's others also. I'm not the only wildlife rehab specialist.
Okay.
But I am a wildlife rehab specialist.
Okay, so that rabbit that's hopping around in Tom's yard.
We have lots of them. I must have 5, 6, 7 of them up back there.
Oh,
yeah.
The rabbits.
And they're pretty big.
Are there
now.
an extreme amount of rabbits, or are we just noticing them right now?
There's a lot of rabbits right now. It's cyclical. So we've got a lot right now, and we're vaccinating right now against rabbit hemorrhagic viral disease 2, which is not in the New York area yet. But when it comes, it's going to decimate the population.
Really?
So how do we vaccinate wild rabbits?
You can't.
Okay.
So it's really important that we keep the domestics without the disease. If the longer that we can keep the domestics without the disease, then the less chance that the disease is going to end up in the community.
I see. How long is the lifespan of those rabbits that are under my shed?
About 3 years.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
But they don't reproduce.
Well, yeah.
So all right. So the whole thing, they reproduce like rabbits.
Yeah.
Tell us what's the math on a rabbit that becomes more than one rabbit?
Okay, so gestation period is every 30 days. As soon as a bunny has a bunny, it can get pregnant again.
Oh, my goodness.
So when people buy 2 bunnies and they're the same gender, except they're not, and then 30 days later they have bunnies, but they weren't expecting them, so Ma and Pa are still in the same cage, 30 days later, you're going to have another litter.
Oh, no kidding.
Wait, 30. So a 1-month-old rabbit can have rabbits?
No, you got to be 4 to 6 months old before you can have your first one.
And then we're rolling.
And then you're rolling. So people are buying bunnies that are 8 weeks old it's really tough to tell. And then, a couple months later, they're getting bunnies, and then they're getting bunnies, and then they're getting bunnies. And suddenly you went from 2 or 3 rabbits to 27 rabbits in a matter of months.
So you have rabbits that people could adopt today?
We have 108 of them that are ready for adoption right now.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What else does your company do? What do you want to tell people about your company?
We got volunteer opportunities for kids if they want to do, 12 and up. If you need to do community service, they can get in touch with us. Mm-hmm. We do have 110 that are ready for adoption.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
So briefly, this is a family show. What does it mean when the rabbit dies, and where did that term come from? Do you know?
Pregnancy test.
So what's the deal with a rabbit?
So they would inject the rabbit with human blood or whatever,
right,
and it would react. So they would have to kill the rabbit to check the uterus.
Okay, and that's how they did a pregnancy test.
That was how they did pregnancy.
Tom looks shocked. You remember that, Tom? Tom looks horrified that I even mentioned that.
Yes, I know.
I see the horror.
I'm horrified by most of the things you say, but
Yeah,
so
that was the old
that one particularly.
So at hunterhollow.org.
Right, hunterhollow.org.
So I know last time we had several listeners that reached out and said, "Hey, you know what? A rabbit would be a great pet," and they started the conversation.
We had adoptions and we had people try to bring rabbits in. Right now, we are closed for all intakes. It doesn't matter what the situation is. We are shut down.
You need some outtake.
We need a serious amount of outtake.
Yeah.
We still have 40 rabbits that are in unconditioned space. So we're going into winter, and we got 40 rabbits that we've got to get.
Well, it could make a nice Christmas gift.
Well, for the right person.
For the right person.
For the right
family. I mean, I'm thinking seniors would love a rabbit. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. Adults, yes.
Well, great. hunterhollow.org, Tom.
There you go. Annie, Laurie, thank you very much for being here, okay?
Thanks for having us.
All right. Coming up next, Matt Major, founder of your local IT department right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.